Darth Vader, heavy breathing echoing in the empty corridors of the Millennium Falcon, stalked through the captured ship. The once bustling vessel now lay silent, its crew either captured or fled. Vader's presence was a dark cloud, suffocating and ominous. His black gloves gripped a datapad listing rebel contraband. The list was extensive, detailing weapons, stolen data, and various illicit goods. But one item stood out, something unexpected. Spies? His scanners detected a hidden compartment. The beeping grew louder as he approached. His curiosity piqued. What could the rebels be hiding that warranted such secrecy? He ripped it open. Inside, no glittering gems or illicit credits, but a dusty bottle. The container was old, its surface covered in a fine layer of dust, indicating it had been hidden for quite some time. A hand-painted label declared "Fiery Fury of Endor's Moons." Hot sauce. The vibrant colors of the label contrasted sharply with the dull surroundings, making it seem almost out of place. Interesting. Vader turned the bottle over, inspecting it. Yet was it a message? A code? The Dark Lord pondered the possibilities, his mind racing through potential scenarios. Could the rebels be using this as a means of communication? He sensed no deception, only the faint aroma of peppers. The scent was unmistakable, bringing back memories he had long buried. He hadn't encountered anything like it since Padme had snuck him spicy snacks long ago before. The memory was bittersweet, a fleeting moment of happiness in a life now consumed by darkness. A flicker of something warm, then gone. He returned to the present. The cold reality of his mission snapped him back, the brief moment of nostalgia quickly replaced by his relentless determination. The rebels, they would pay for their defiance. His resolve hardened, the hot sauce now a symbol of their audacity. Perhaps this hot sauce could play a part. A sinister plan began to form in his mind. The rebels had underestimated him, and he would use every tool at his disposal to crush their resistance. The fiery fury of Endor's moons would be more than just a condiment. It would be a weapon in his arsenal. Vader rarely indulged in such earthly pleasures as food. But curiosity, a rare sensation for him now, piqued his interest. He ignited his lightsaber, slicing a ventilation shaft grill clean through. He squeezed a drop of the sauce onto the metal. It sizzled slightly, the aroma assaulting his senses, smoky with a hint of something fruity, dangerous. He cautiously touched the tip of his black glove to the sizzling drop. He brought it to his mask, the only way he could now experience taste. The initial flavor was sweet, then bang! A fiery explosion. Heat washed over his tongue, a delayed reaction but potent. It subsided, leaving a pleasant tingling sensation, intriguing. A cold smile spread beneath Vader's mask. The rebels had provided him with a unique weapon. Imagine! Their smug confidence turned to fiery agony, all thanks to a simple condiment. He had captured their pathetic fleet, trapping them on a desolate planetoid. Their morale was already low. This would be the final blow. He would taint their rations, not enough to cause lasting harm, but enough to inflict discomfort. Let them choke on their rebellion. On the fiery fury of Endor's moons, he would turn their own spice against them. It would be amusing. Under the cover of darkness, a squad of stormtroopers, led by a cloaked figure, infiltrated the rebel base. The night was their ally, shrouding their movements in secrecy. Each step was calculated, each breath measured as they moved with the precision of a well-oiled machine. The air was thick with tension, the silence broken only by the crunch of boots on gravel. Every sound seemed amplified in the stillness of the night, a stark reminder of the danger that lurked in every corner. The gravel underfoot was a betrayer, threatening to give away their position with every step. They reached the mess hall, a hive of activity just hours earlier, now deserted. The tables and chairs stood as silent witnesses to the chaos that was about to unfold. The emptiness of the room was almost eerie, a stark contrast to the bustling energy it usually held. Vader, for it was he, surveyed the scene. His presence was a dark cloud, casting a shadow over the room. His gaze was cold, calculating, as he took in every detail. The mess hall was a battlefield, and he was the commander, orchestrating the chaos to come. Large vats of unappetizing gruel sat on heating platforms. Perfect. The blandness of the food was a canvas, ready to be transformed into a weapon of discomfort. The gruel, unappealing in its own right, would soon become a catalyst for chaos. With a flick of his wrist, he unsealed the hot sauce. The bottle hovered in the air, a testament to his power. The cap twisted off effortlessly, as if bowing to his will. The contents within were potent, a fiery concoction that promised a world of pain. He poured liberally, the aroma a silent weapon in the night. The steam rose, carrying with it the promise of discomfort. The hot sauce mixed with the gruel, transforming it into a ticking time bomb. The room filled with the pungent scent, a prelude to the suffering that would soon follow. He could almost hear the groans, the pleas for water that would soon echo through this very room. The imagined scene played out in his mind, a symphony of suffering that brought a twisted satisfaction. The rebels would pay for their defiance, one spoonful at a time. A fitting symphony of suffering for those who dared to oppose the Empire. The room, now a stage for the impending chaos, seemed to hold its breath. Vader stood, a dark figure in the dim light, his presence a harbinger of the torment to come. The galactic heartburn had commenced, and there was no turning back. The next morning, the rebels, weary and famished, lined up for their meager breakfast. The gruel, usually bland but edible, had a strange, pungent aroma. But hunger outweighed caution. One by one, they took a bite, then another, and then chaos. Coughing, sputtering, eyes watering, the rebels desperately searched for water, anything to quell the inferno erupting in their mouths. "Blaster fire!" one choked out. "It's like eating blaster fire." Another, clutching his stomach, moaned, "I knew we shouldn't have trusted that Mon Calamari cook." From his command center, Vader observed the chaos unfold through the security cameras. He couldn't help but chuckle, a deep mechanical rumble that echoed through the bridge. His officers exchanged nervous glances, unsure if their leader's amusement boded well or ill for them. The rebels, their stomachs churning, their fighting spirit extinguished, could put up little resistance. They surrendered en masse, more concerned with extinguishing the fire in their bellies than fighting a galactic superpower. Vader had won, not through brute force, but through a clever, spicy trick. News of Vader's unusual victory spread throughout the galaxy. It wasn't just any victory, it was one that left everyone talking, from the bustling metropolises of Coruscant to the remote, desolate moons of the Outer Rim. The story was as spicy as the hot sauce itself, igniting conversations in every corner of the galaxy, from the core worlds to the Outer Rim. The tale of the hot sauce and the defeated rebels was told and retold, becoming the stuff of legend. In cantinas and marketplaces, people gathered to share their own versions of the story, each more embellished than the last. The hot sauce became a symbol, a spicy reminder of the Empire's reach and Vader's unyielding power. Some dismissed it as rebel propaganda, but others whispered in hushed tones, a mixture of fear and awe in their voices. The whispers grew louder in the dark corners of the galaxy, where the light of the Empire's control was dim. There, the hot sauce was more than just a condiment. It was a legend that carried the weight of fear and respect. The story served as a warning, a reminder of Darth Vader's ruthlessness and cunning. His image, standing tall and menacing, was etched into the minds of those who heard the tale. The stormy skies and the crackling lightning only added to the aura of dread that surrounded his name. The hot sauce was a testament to his ability to turn even the most mundane objects into tools of fear. It also gave rise to a strange new phenomenon. People began hoarding hot sauce, believing it to be a source of power, a way to connect with the dark side of the Force. Markets saw a surge in demand, with shelves being emptied as soon as they were stocked. The hot sauce became a coveted item, a symbol of rebellion and a token of the dark side's allure. People believed that by consuming it they could tap into a fraction of Vader's power. Little did they know the true power lay not in the sauce itself, but in the mind of the one who wielded it. The hot sauce was merely a catalyst, a spark that ignited the potential within. It was a lesson in perception and belief, a reminder that true strength comes from within. The legend of Darth Vader's hot sauce was not just a story of spice, but a tale of power, fear, and the unseen forces that shape the galaxy. From then on, the mere mention of hot sauce sent shivers down the spines of even the most hardened Imperial officers. Chefs across the galaxy trembled, terrified of accidentally serving a dish too spicy for Lord Vader's liking. Rumors spread of a secret wing in the Death Star dedicated entirely to the production and testing of new, even hotter sauces. The galaxy, it seemed, had developed a new fear, the fear of the spicy force. And Darth Vader, the master of this newfound power, reveled in it. He had discovered that even in the vastness of space, a little bit of spice could go a long way. The legend of Darth Vader's hot sauce served as a constant reminder. Even the smallest, most unexpected things could be turned into weapons. It was a lesson not lost on the galaxy's inhabitants. The Force, it seemed, worked in mysterious and delicious ways. And Darth Vader, with a twinkle in his eye, or at least where his eye would be if he had one, had added a spicy new ingredient to the recipe for galactic domination.